Don't ask why. Ask the bow tie guy. Hey wife, how are you? Looking good today. Today we're going to be talking about Native American shelters. Hey yo, bow tie guy. What kind of shelter did the Native Americans live in? What a fantastic question. Well, we're going to find out today. Native Americans throughout North America use their environment to meet their needs for shelter. Shelter is essential for humans to survive in the varying climates throughout North America. Arctic Native Americans use their environment for their shelter. It is often freezing cold in the Arctic. There is a lot of snow and ice in the Arctic. Because the snow and ice are the most plentiful natural resource, it is often used as a temporary shelter. Igloos are made by cutting blocks of ice and snow into bricks and forming the bricks into a domed shape. The dome shape helps insulate the home to keep the heat in and the cold out. Permanent shelters are used from sod, which is grass and dirt. Driftwood is used to provide support for the natives. Most natives live in modern homes today. Pacific Native Americans use their environment for their shelter. It rains often in the Pacific Northwest. There are many forests in the Pacific Northwest. Because the cedar tree has excellent waterproofing qualities, the natives use the lumber from trees to make planks. Planks are flattened pieces of wood. The planks were bound together to make plank houses. Totem poles were used as a cultural decoration outside of their homes. Totem poles would include paintings, masks, and carvings that displayed their artwork. Plains Native Americans use their environment for their shelter. They use the skins for teepee covers, in addition to blankets, clothing, drums, and shields for defense. Natives used all parts of the buffalo that they hunted. Buffalo bones were carved to make tools. Buffalo hair was used for rope. In the spring and fall, they worked their farms. In the winter, they would live in the lodges. Grass and soil were plentiful and were often used for the lodges when the climate was appropriate. They lived in villages near rivers and built shelters that were more permanent. Since there were few trees, they used what they could find for posts for their teepees when hunting. Teepees were a temporary shelter used during hunting because they could not withstand the blistering winters of the Midwest. Plateau Native Americans used their environment for the shelter. Natives in the area lived in teepees for temporary shelter while they were hunting. Teepees were covered with animal skins. Tule reeds made tool mat lodges that were strong and durable. Some lived in oval-shaped long houses as permanent shelter. Pit houses were shelters that were built with logs and sealed for insulation with earth and grasses. Pit houses were built below ground with an entrance and ladder at the top and were used during the winter season for some Plateau Native Americans. Southeastern Native American tribes, such as the Seminole, used their environment to build their shelters. When the Seminole tribe lived in the northern parts of Florida, they built log homes. As they were forced to migrate towards central and southern Florida, their homes changed. A chickee was a type of home built by the Seminole. The chickee was simple to build and were commonly made on hammocks, which were forested islands in the Everglades. The chickees had floors made out of wood from palmetto trees and roofs patched together by palmetto leaves. Since the chickee was designed for a swampy area, it was built on wooden stilts. This type of support was needed to raise the floor off the ground to protect the homes from being flooded and from swamp animals like the alligator. Southwestern Native Americans use their environment for their shelter. The most common natural resource in the area is clay, rocks, and straw. Since the climate is so warm in the area, the baking of adobe bricks is a simple process. When bricks of adobe made of clay, mud, and straw are placed together, they make pueblos. A pueblo is a shelter of natives. Since the climate is so warm, some shelters are found within the cliffs of the Rocky Mountains. Today, natives live in modern houses that have colors that are similar to the land around it. So that is going to wrap it up. This is Native American shelters. Teachers, students, we would love to connect with you. Hit us up on TPT, Instagram, Facebook, or Pinterest. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel at Bowtie Guy and Wife.
Check out our blog at bowtieguyandwife.com.